In case you didn't know, hiking burns calories. A lot of them. And obviously, if you're burning calories, if you have any hope of continuing to hike the next day, you've got to replenish those calories. And so, as you might have guessed, one of the worst things that can happen to you, and surprisingly happens a lot more frequently than you may think, is a lot of people may get to the end of their hike and realize that they don't have a good way to cook food to replenish those calories. Today I thought that I would go over my personal cooking system, and I thought that hopefully I'll save you from waiting for 15 minutes while a pot is sitting on the edge of the fire, praying to God that it warms up so you can have your ramen. So let's not waste time. For y'all's sake, I want to keep this video short. Let's get right into it. Okay, so there's a lot of cooking systems out there, and so I want to go over kind of just the main categories of cooking systems first, just so you have an idea of what to expect. So the main thing that I would recommend is, unless you like cooking like you're in the Stone Age, don't rely on a fire. Now, if that's your thing and you know how to do it well and safely and properly, then go for it. Especially with the ultralighters, I know that there are a lot of people that have a lot of ways to do this. They're very strongly opinioned about it, but unless you're really good at it, I just wouldn't recommend starting out by relying on a fire, just because there's some scenarios, some situations you can't control. If it's raining more than you thought, if it's a lot more windy than you thought, if you can't find the right fuel to build a good hot fire, you just never know. So obviously there are ways to improve your fire building skills to be able to rely on them more consistently, but you just never know. So if that's your thing, awesome, go for it, but just be aware it is hecka slow. Most backpackers use gas-powered stoves. They are quick, they are easy to start, easy to use, they heat up really fast, they boil a lot of water in a really short amount of time. So really, many people that you find on trail are going to be using gas-powered stoves for this reason. Not only that, but they are relatively light for the efficiency that they do give you. I am no exception to this. I use gas-powered stoves. I've used a few of them, but my favorite by far, and I'm sure you've heard of this brand if you know anything about backpacking, but my favorite by far, and the one that I use on almost all my backpacking trips, is the Pocket Rocket Mini 2. Pocket Rocket in general is a very popular company for stoves, and for very good reason. This model of Pocket Rocket in particular boils about 1 liter of water in about 3.5 minutes. Now, I don't know who really is boiling a whole liter of water. Usually for me, I'm not boiling a whole water, but like maybe 650 milliliters or something like that. But if you know, just for sake of knowing how fast it heats up, it does boil 1 liter of water in about 3.5 minutes. Like most gas-powered stoves now that you'll find, especially on backpacking, it uses an isobutane propyl mix fuel. It's just the everyday fuel you'll find at any REI store, really. With a regular 8-ounce container of this fuel, if it's on full flame, which I don't usually cook on full flame anyways, but if it's on full flame with this regular 8-ounce amount of fuel, it'll burn for about an hour as well, so it doesn't waste a whole lot of gas. You can use a canister for many trips. I haven't had to replace any in a few months, actually. I've been using the same like 3. There's also a really cool water trick. If you didn't know this, you can take the canisters of gas and put them in a bowl of water or a tub of water or the sink or something like that, and then the amount that they sink will actually tell you how full they are. A lot of these have like the label on the side, and they actually show you like what the different levels of floating mean, but it's a really good, pretty accurate way to tell about how much fuel you have left over in that canister. Now, when I got the Pocket Rocket Mini 2, I got the kit, so it came with like a bowl and then like another plastic bowl, a lid, a way to like lift it up and pour it without having to touch it. Like there's these things you can grab the sides of it with. The nice thing about this is it's all made to kind of stow into this bowl itself. So it's really compact and it saves you on some size. There is a regular Pocket Rocket, like I have the Mini 2, but there are just regular size Pocket Rockets. They boil things a lot faster. They probably use a little bit more fuel too, and they weigh a little bit more. But the one that I have definitely works for me and 2 or 3 other people usually. You'll want to bring some fuel, but I've used it for about 3 people comfortably. Other than that, you might want another one just to save you some time, but that's what I've used it for. The kit that I bought weighs 9.8 ounces total, and you don't have to keep everything that's in there. If you want to drop one of the bowls, or if you want to leave behind like the little tongs you can grab the bowl with, you can lose some of that weight by leaving some of the stuff behind that you don't necessarily need. However, I made some adjustments to my kit just because there's some things that I like better from other systems out there than came in the box with the Pocket Rocket Mini 2 kit. So instead of sticking with the kit that came out of the box, I took, if you watch any of my TikToks or my Instagram Reels or anything like that, you know I've talked about it again and again and again. Actually, in most of my videos in the past, you'll see that I've talked about it again and again and again. But the Toaks titanium pot It's my favorite thing in the world. I love this pot. It weighs nothing. It's super durable. It heats up and cools down super fast. So of course, I guess that's not a good thing if you want to keep your stuff warm, but you can have like a little koozie that it comes with to keep it warmer if you want to. But I like it because once I'm done cooking with it, if I have to get back on trail real fast, you know, if I'm stopping for some lunch, I can set this titanium pot to the side, and because of the way that titanium conducts heat, it cools off in just 2 or 3 minutes. I mean, not even 2 or 3 minutes. So it'll be ready for me to put back into my bag without having to worry about how hot the pot still is. But yeah, so I took this thing. It weighs less than the pot and the bowl that are provided by Pocket Rocket. The titanium Toaks pot that I have is 2.8 ounces only. And with the 650 milliliter pot that I have, everything also fits inside of that pot. And actually a fuel canister too. If I have one of the smaller fuel canisters, I can put that at the bottom and then put my stove in there and maybe some utensils and maybe my lighters or something like that inside, and then I zip it tight with that nice little mesh thing that Toaks comes with. It's just nice and very compact. I chose this because it's really just about the weight. I mean, I'm not a huge ultralighter, but if I can drop a few ounces by making a simple change, that's great for me anyways. Also, I like this Toaks because it comes with a handle on the side, and still is only 2.8 ounces, but it has a little handle on the side. So this is great for my coffee in the morning. I can use the little handle, and then I can boil my water for my food later on, and the handle just makes it really nice to deal with. I don't necessarily have to have those tongs anymore. I still can use them if I want to be extra careful of how hot the pot is, but those often the handle, if you leave them out while you're cooking, is still a good temperature to be able to handle. Like I've already said, titanium is a great metal to make pots out of. As Apple says in their recent iPhone commercials, it probably comes from outer space anyways, so, you know, buy the new iPhone 15. But anyways, yeah, titanium is pretty durable, and it's really lightweight, heat conductive. It's really a great pot that you can put into this cooking system with the Pocket Rocket Mini 2, and it's a great mix. For my cook system, usually I'll bring a lighter and then even a second lighter, just in case my first lighter doesn't really work. I also bring some flint and steel with me, just a little lightweight amount of flint and steel. I don't know why, I've never had to use it, but maybe under some rare circumstance both my lighters won't work. So I bring some flint and steel with me just in case. But that's just really good to kind of have on board just in case. There are plenty of other options, of course, on how to cook your food, and a lot of people have a lot of opinions about it. But I do know that I want to try them out some more, and I know that a lot of people will live and die by alcohol stoves. And there's other ways of cooking with like Esbek cubes or you know, stuff that you can light. There's a lot of other options out there for how to keep down that weight a few more ounces anyways. Alcohol stoves are really great because of how much weight you can kind of cut down, because you just bring some alcohol or you know, denatured alcohol with you, and then the little container that you're going to light with it, and maybe a little windscreen, but you can really keep that weight down. It's just like a fire. It's a little more fickle than a typical gas-powered stove because of wind or wet conditions. You can screen it and you can get good at still letting it work. It's just, when you can't compare it to a gas stove when you're talking about reliability. So yeah, anyways, that's it for this video. I hope that I kept it short enough for you guys. I hope that maybe you like learned some stuff if you are really just getting into backpacking and looking for a good stove that's a good fit for you. And if you didn't learn something, maybe you just kind of maybe were introduced to a new brand or something like that. I really doubt it, because Pocket Rocket is really famous for a really good reason. So yeah, I hope you liked the video. If you have any comments, disagreements, agreements, whatever, let me know in the comment section down below. If you like the video, please hit the like button. If you like it a whole lot, maybe subscribe to the channel. I hope to be having a lot more of these videos similar to this to come out in the future. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.